Yeah, hey everybody, welcome back to our short series of tutorials on using the Ghost platform as a kind of a authority site or a community site for your brand or business. And one of the questions that's come up fairly frequently is if you can use Ghost for a multi-author or multi-vendor style marketplace, or a site where your professional peers or niche neighbors can actually create content for you and sell content on your site. And in some ways, Ghost is actually the ideal platform for this sort of setup. And in one other notable way, it's not. And the notable exception is that you can't really sell content in the way that you would on something like Shopify or WooCommerce or Gumroad, because it's not really Ghost is not set up for that. What it is set up for instead is for you to embed the products of your peers, your niche neighbors, your fellow members in the posts themselves. So you can actually create profiles for everybody, and I'll show you that in a second. And they can have their own blog posts that are, or their own, kind of stream of content that they've created. And if you want to actually use the marketplace sort of setup in the multi-vendor, kind of approach, then all you need to do is embed the products using, embed scripts, right, from Gumroad or from Podia or whatever it is that you're using to sell your content. It's pretty easy to do. So here is the back end of our community site. And as you can see here, these are the staff users, which is really their term for authors, right? And you can assign roles so that some people are just authors, some are contributors, some are administrators, editors, etc. And here's how you do it. So you go to the Invite People tab, and this is under the staff, in the left sidebar, and you just click on that, and it gives you the opportunity to add an email address and to assign a role. So a contributor can create and edit their own posts, but they can't publish them. So an editor, in this case you as the site administrator or someone you assign to be an editor, would be responsible for ensuring that that post meets the kind of voice or terms of service of your particular site. And they would have to be approved before published. An author is someone who's trusted. They can create, edit, and publish their own posts, but they can't do that for others. In other words, they can't modify other posts for other folks. That rhymed unintentionally. And an editor can invite and manage other authors and contributors, as well as edit and publish any of the posts on the site. Essentially, you have to be careful in this regard, because if you give someone editing capabilities, they can change, modify, or alter otherwise the content that other creators on your platform have published. And finally, there is the administrator, who is the sort of super user that controls all the settings, all the content. If you think about this in a very logical way, the administrator is at the top of that pyramid, so to speak, and has the ultimate say, to kind of, decide what goes live, what doesn't, who is okay, who's not, who may need to have their permissions changed or revoked, etc. All right, so if I add my own email address here, let's pick a random Gmail, ENR Hollander plus, let's say, 44 at gmail.com, and I send this invitation. I'm going to set myself as a editor, let's say here, and I'm going to send the invitation. All right, and now that has been sent, and if I check my Gmail, which I'm not going to do here, excuse me, you'll see that I'll have an invitation from me to me that'll say, Ian from Mindful Marketplace invited you to become an editor, in on this site, and then I would just continue to log in and get the permissions and the usage on the platform that were assigned to me. So if you view the site, let's do that. Let's actually look at the live site this way. And let me see if I can find authors. So here's me. Here are some of the different authors that are on the site, and generally these are either myself and other folks that are working with me, or a couple people that are have been given the permissions to publish on our site, right? So it's really easy, and once I accept that invitation that I just sent to myself, much like some of these other users, I would have a profile that could be featured in this author section, and all of the posts, right, that I've created would stream underneath my profile, right? So, and again, there's some template specificity here, like some themes do this better than others, but so you could have. Let me show you what I mean by that. So if you scroll to the top, you can see I could have my own bio underneath this with my links, my resources, etc., etc. And again, so here you can see from Philadelphia with my Twitter link here, right? So if I do this, you'll see here here is me on Twitter, right? And you can give this to all your members. So this is how you'd set up some incentives for folks to want to actually have their own full profile on your site. And again, I could have all of my my bio text underneath this. I just didn't do that for myself, although some of these users do have that. As you can see here, right? There's bio text and a whole stream of content for kids, for mindfulness for kids. Anyway, I don't want to keep going on, elaborating on this anymore fully, because it's pretty obvious. But that's it, and you really have the ability to set up a multi-vendor marketplace using, using Ghost, or multi-vendor publishing platform using Ghost that you can modify to become a marketplace simply by allowing or embedding content into the actual post body itself, right? So, for an example, this could be a Gumroad product that could be purchased right there on the site. Podia does this as well. Some of these other Buy Me a Coffee, all these different, even WooCommerce has the ability to be embedded into an external URL in a very seamless way. So anyway, that's my recommendation for those of you thinking about using Ghost and want to use a multi-vendor or multi-author setup. It's very easy, it's very elegant, and it has some really unique advantages over WordPress. Most notably, it's built for this. There's no extra plugins, there's no themes that you need, to succeed. It's actually built into the bones of Ghost to facilitate this sort of setup, and the writing experience is great for your users. The sign up process is seamless. Again, no plugins, no mess, no stress, no tech, that you need to buy or otherwise integrate into your community. Okay, teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. Thank you so much for watching. And again, if anyone needs help with a Ghost site, a Ghost community, we're doing that now as part of the services that we're offering folks as a studio ourselves. So get in touch. You can write to me directly, connect with me on Twitter, or leave a comment if you're watching this on YouTube, where I'm pretty sure I'm going to publish this later today. Okay, thank you so much for watching. As always, have a great day.